Hello everyone, welcome to the world of data structures. Our today's topic is what do we mean by graph? Different terminologies used in graph. So it's graph introduction and various definitions and terminologies in graph. Hi, this is your instructor Janice Shah. So let's begin with today's outlines. Students, our today's outlines, the first we're going to understand about the graph, what we exactly mean by graph, then see the various types of graph, and then last we will talk about the various terminologies in graph. Okay, so let's begin with the first definition, that is graph. So students, what do we mean exactly by graph? So graph is a non-linear data structure. Graph is a non-linear data structure, same as tree, but there is a vast difference between tree and graph. Okay, that graph is a non-linear data structure which represent non-hierarchical relationship between data elements. Okay, which represents point-to-point relationship between data elements. Okay, or which is consists a set of edges and vertices. So this all three can be definition of graph. Okay, so here we have that the graph G of V comma E, the graph G of V comma E that consists a pair or set of vertices and edges. Okay, where vertices are represented by V and edges are represented by E. So what do we mean by vertices and edges, or how the set can be defined? Let's see. Here in this example, students, this is a node L, P, D, H and A. So these all nodes are connected with each other. These all nodes are connected with each other. These nodes are nothing but they are known as vertices. So okay, so always remember that in graph data structure, students, the nodes are known as vertex or vertices. Fine. So these all nodes are connected with each other with a particular line, like A and H are connected with each other. Okay, then A and L are connected with each other, then L and P are connected with each other. So these all connected lines are known as edges. Okay, so this is a node 1, this is node 2. The line connected between these two vertex, these two nodes is known as edges. Okay, so can you tell me how many nodes are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So total 5 nodes or 5 vertices are there. Okay, so here it is, students, this is a set of vertices and this is a set of edges. How to represent edges? Like A dash H, AH is one edge, then HP is another edge, then PL is another edge, okay, or PD is another edge. Okay, some of you may write like PD or DP, sir. What is that? Okay, you can write anything, either PD or DP in such type of graph. Okay, so graph is nothing but it's a non-linear data structure which shows non-hierarchical relationship between data elements and or consists a set of vertices and edges. Okay, so let's begin with the next. Today we are going to talk about the different types of graph. Okay, so first we have directed graph, then undirected graph, then mixed graph, okay, then multi-graph, null graph, weighted graph and connected graph. In connected graph, another two types are strongly connected and weakly connected graph. Okay, so let's start with the various types of graphs and other terminologies of in graph data structure. So students, first we have directed graph. Students, directed graph, that means when the edges shows the direction, when the edges shows the direction, it is known as directed graph. Okay, so this is a very simple terminologies. Now let me show the exact definition of directed graph. That in graph G of V comma E, in which every edge is directed, then it is known as directed graph. Directed means if we consider a two vertex V1 and V2, if we consider two vertex V1 and V2 and then one edge is going from V1 to V2 to V2, then students, this edge is known as directed edge, and the graph that contains directed edge is known as directed graph. So here it is. Here our graph G, L, O, J and R, these all elements are connected with each other, but there is something different over there, that the edge contains arrow. Arrow shows directions. Okay, so what does it mean by that, students? Here the edge can be G to O, yes, so you can write GO, but you cannot write OG. You cannot write OG, but you can write GO. Okay, because this is a directed graph. So you need to write according to the directions only. Okay, so now tell me, what are the other edges for this particular graph? So they are like OL, yes, then OJ, yes, then OR, no, RO, yes, fine. Where each and every edge shows some directions. Okay, now just imagine your Google Map. Okay, students, just imagine a Google Map where you need to move from the source node to destination node. Okay, so it may be directed you by like this, that go straight for 500 meters, then take right for 500 meters, then again take left for 1 kilometer. So this shows a direction. Okay, so directed graph can be used over there also. Okay, so here if you just imagine a situation where G is our source node and J is our destination node, that means G is our source position and I need to reach over J. So how can I reach over J from G to J? Okay, so it can be like this, just go straight from G to O, then O to J, G to O and O to J. So this is a direction that shows a direction or path to reach towards a destination. Such type of graph is also known as directed graph, where every edge contains a direction. Okay, now next we have undirected graph. In directed graph we have directions. In undirected graph we do not have any direction. Okay, so here it is. So our first example, remember our the first graph definition example, that is known as undirected graph, where each and every node are connected, but any edge does not show any direction. Okay, so you can write like this, HA or AH, LD and DL, yes, LP and PL. Okay, so you can write like this, students. So this is undirected graph, where each and every edge of the graph are undirected. Okay, now next we have some mixed graph. Students, mixed graph, that means where our graph has some of the edges are directed and some of the edges are undirected. So it's a combination of directed and undirected graph, which is known as mixed graph. So here it is. So just imagine I'm just taking these 4 nodes with me, and see, these 2 directions are, or these 2 edges are undirected. These 2 edges are undirected and rest of the edges are directed. So this graph is a combination of directed and undirected. That's why it is known as mixed graph. Fine. Now let's move further. Next we have multigraph. So multigraph, it means when two nodes are connected with each other using parallel edges. So what do we mean by parallel edges? So students, a directed or undirected graph. See, multigraph can be possible in directed or undirected graph, in both of them. Okay, so in a directed or an undirected graph, there are certain type of nodes, okay, which are connected with each other with more than one edges. Certain type of nodes which are connected with each other with more than one edges. Okay, so such type of edges are known as parallel edges. So first let's understand what do I mean. So I'm just taking these nodes. See, here G and P, this is a directed graph. because directions are over there. So G and P are connected with each other with how many edges? First G to P, one direction, G to P. Now next another direction, G to P. Third direction, G to P. Okay, so here G and P both are connected with each other with more than one edges. More than one edges. So these edges are known as parallel edges. Parallel edges. Now let me show you another example. See here, students, P and J. P and J. See, so P and J are connected with each other like P to J and P to J. This two edges are there between P and J. Okay, which are connected with each other. Okay, so here what happens? P and J has more than one edges. P and J has more than one edges in the same direction from P to J. In directed graph, always remember, in the same direction the edges are known as parallel edges. Okay, so from P to J I have two edges, so these two edges are also known as parallel edges. Okay, so if some of you may say, sir, O to G and J to G are parallel edges, no, they are not, because we need two nodes which are connected with the more than one edges in the same direction in directed graph, then it is known as parallel edges. So such graph which contains parallel edges, that is known as multi-graph. Okay, so this type of graphs are known as multi-graph. Here GP and PJ both are parallel edges. Now let me show you another example of multi-graph with undirected graph. So here we have, students, this is undirected graph where you can say OP are connected with each other and GJ are connected with each other with more than one edges. With more than one edges. So these edges are known as parallel edges. Okay. So here GJ and PO, GJ and PO or OP, whatever you can say. GG or GJ both are same. Same like that, OP and PO both are same because this is undirected graph. So in such type of undirected graph, it is known as multi-graph. Now next we have weighted graph. Okay, now tell me, students, have you ever seen that in Google Map we usually enter like from source node as a Prahlad Nagar crossroad and destination as ISKCON crossroad. Okay, so what he said, just move forward, go straight up to 500 meters. So that 500 meters, see, move straight. This is Prahlad Nagar crossroad, this is ISKCON crossroad. So line connected between both of them is known as edges. And you can write over that 500 meters. Okay, so that is known as weight. Okay, so here it is. In so many applications of graph, students, each edge of the graph has an associated numerical value. That numerical value is known as weight, and such graph that contains weight, it is known as weighted graph. So here it is. See, this is my graph, and here are some weights. The number on the edge is known as weight. Now just imagine this R as a Rajasthan, D as a Delhi, R as a Rajasthan, D as a Delhi, and the straight line is known as path between of Rajasthan and Delhi. Now just imagine 3 as a 300 kilometers. So 3 shows the kilometers, R and D are both are the nodes or the places which we need to go. So that 3 is known as weight. 3 is known as weight of particular edge. So now you can easily understand that how the weights are very much important for us during our real-time applications of graph. Okay, so such type of graphs are known as weighted graph, where each and every edge contains some numerical value. That numerical value is known as weight of that particular edge. Okay, next we have degree of a node. See, degree of a node we usually say about the tree, the number of child, but it's not like that. Let's see. In undirected graph, the total degree or degree of a node vertex is equal to the number of edges incident with V. Okay, the number of edges incident with V. What does it mean, sir? Let's understand with the example. See, this is my undirected graph. Now tell me, node A is connected with how many edges? Node A is connected with how many edges? See, A2R and A2H. A2R and A2H. So here 2 edges are there. 2 edges are there. That means the degree of node A is 2. Degree of node A is 2. So here it is. Degree of node A is 2. Now let me take the example of node L. Now tell me how many edges are connected with node L. This is undirected graph, students. Tell me how many edges are connected with node L. So there are 3 edges. Which are they? L to R, L to D, L to H. So here L contains 3 edges. That means degree of L is 3. So here it is. Degree of L is 3. Fine. So same like that, can you tell me that P is connected with how many edges? P is connected with, students, P2D, P2D and P2H. P2D and P2H. So here P is connected with 2 edges. That's why degree of P is 2. Okay. Same like that, H is connected with 3 edges. Degree of H is 3. So in undirected graph, degree of a node, that means how many edges are connected with a particular node. Okay. That is known as degree of a node. Now let's see the next, out degree. See, that is a degree of a node in undirected graph. But in directed graph we have 2 degrees, out degree and in degree. So the out degree, it means, students, out degree. So the in directed graph, for any node V, the number of edges which have V as their initial node. Okay. If I am talking about G, see how many edges contains G as their initial node. How many edges contains G as their initial node? So there are 2 edges, G2L, G2O, G2L and G2O. See these 2 edges. I am again showing it that G2L and G2O. Okay, so G2L and G2O, these 2 edges are initiated from G. Okay, so the edges which are going outside from the node are known as out degree. So G contains out degree 2. Now tell me how many edges are going out from node L? How many edges are going out from node L? Is there any edge? No. That means L contains out degree 0. Okay, same as R contains. See how many edges going outside from node R? R2O, R2L, R2J. So there are 3 edges. That means out degree of R is 3. Fine. Now let's move ahead with the in degree. So students, in degree, that means the edges which has a node V as the terminated node, or we can say the edges which are coming inside to the node are known as in degree. So here if I am talking about the node L, then 3 edges are coming inside node L. So in degree of L is 3. Which are they? G2L, O2L and R2L. So 3 edges are known as in degree of node L. Okay, so now tell me how many in degrees for node G? See, is there any in degree for node G? No. So that means in degree for node G is 0. For node G is 0. Okay, in degree for node O, 2 in degrees. Okay, G2O and R2O. So there are 2 in degrees for node O. Okay, fine. Okay, and 2 out degrees. For node, if I am talking about that node O, then 2 in degrees, 2 out degrees. See, O2L, O2J are known as out degree, and G2O and R2O are known as in degree. So total how many degrees are there for node O? 4. In degree plus out degree becomes, again repeating the sentence, in degree plus out degree becomes degree of a node in directed graph. Fine. See, in undirected graph we have the degree of a node, that means the edges which are connected to the node. But in directed graph we differentiate degree in 2 parts. First one is out degree and there is in degree. So out degree which are going outside from the node, and the in degree which are coming inside to the node. That is known as in degree and out degree. and the addition of both of them is known as degree of a node in directed graph. Fine, let's move ahead. Next we have isolated node. Students, isolated node, that means, have you ever seen or have you ever heard about this word isolated? Isolated means just become alone from all over the world. Okay, so same like that, the isolated node, that means a node which is not adjacent for any other node is called as isolated node. Adjacent means if a node does not have any neighbor. Okay, see, let me show something. Here O contains adjacent node L and J. The out degrees are known as adjacent nodes for directed graph. Okay, out degrees are known as adjacent nodes for directed graph. So O contains L and J as adjacent node. So here it is. If you are alone at a home, there are no neighbors, no family members, then you might be known as isolated node. So same like that, here node R does not have any other or does not connected with any other node, then this node is known as isolated node because it does not have any adjacent node, any neighbor node, or not connected with any other node. That's why R is known as isolated node. That means the node has 0 degree. Okay, see, how many degrees for node R? 0. That means isolated node contains degree 0. If a node contains 0 degree, then it's known as isolated node. Okay, now next we have null graph. A graph that contains only isolated node is known as null graph. Okay, that means each and every node does not contain any adjacent nodes. So here it is. Let's see. See this figure. Here all nodes are there, but are they connected with each other? No. Is there any node that contains any adjacent node? No. They are connected with each other? No. Is there any adjacent node? No. That means this is a combination of isolated node which is known as null graph. Okay. Now next we have path. Path. See, here it is. Path, that means when you traverse from one node to another node and the nodes which are appearing in the sequence, that is known as path. Here it is. This is my directed graph G, O, J, L and R. These are the nodes. Suppose if I want to go from L to J, so how can you traverse the nodes? See, first I need to go with L, then L to O, O to J, L dash O dash J, L dash O dash J. So this becomes my path, L, O, J. Fine. Now next another path I see. This is my path, L, O and J. Okay. Now next I have length. Okay. So the next definition is length. That means the number of edges appearing in the sequence of path is called as length of the graph. Okay. So here it is. Suppose students, if I want to go from G to P, now tell me how many nodes coming in that path. Okay. So I can take like G to O, that is the direction from G to O. Okay. Then O to R. Okay. Then R to P. So this is a whole path to reach towards P. From G, this is a path like G to O, O to R, R to P. Okay. So tell me, how many edges are coming in this path? First edge, G to O. One edge, O to R. Second, R to P. Third. So there are 3 edges coming in this path. That's why length of this path is known as 3. Okay. So number of edges coming in the path, that is known as length. Now next we have cyclic graph and acyclic graph. See, cycle. Students, a closed path is known as a cycle. If you start from node A, then B, then C, then D, then again go with A, this is a closed path. This is a circle. That is known as simple path, is known as cycle. So here it is. A graph that contains a cycle is known as cyclic graph. So let's see. If I'm talking about this particular graph, then you can go from G to P, yes, P to L, yes, L to K, yes, K to G, yes, this is a cycle. This is a cycle. See, G, P, L, K, G. G, P, L, K, G. So this is known as closed path, which is known as cycle, and that graph that contains cycle is known as cyclic graph. Now, next we have students, acyclic graph. A graph that does not contain any cycle is known as acyclic graph. Okay, so let's see. Here it is, G, J, U and O. See, this graph does not contain any cycle or a closed path. Okay, that's why it is known as acyclic graph. Now, next I have loop. Loop means, students, when a edge is connected to the same node. Okay, when a edge has starting and ending node same, then that edge is known as loop. Let's see. Here in this graph, see, check the edge of L. Check the edge of L. The L edge, that circle, see, I am emphasizing on that particular edge. See, this edge has the same node as the starting and ending. Has the same node as starting and ending. So students, this edge is known as loop. This particular edge is known as loop. Now, if I am talking about this directed graph or undirected graph, this is directed. Now this is undirected. Okay. So if I am talking about this undirected graph, then this edge of U, see, this edge is known as loop, which contains same node as a starting and ending. Okay. This is known as loop. Now, next we have connected graph. See, a graph is said to be connected when there is a path between any two of its vertices exist. That means there is no isolated vertex. See, here it is. This path is said to be connected because there is a path between any two of vertices. If I am talking about like P and O, just take P and O. Okay, these both are connected with each other. Yes. P to O, yes. P to U, you can go directly P to U. O to U, yes. U and O is a path. That's why this is known as connected graph, where any two vertices. Okay, there is a path exists between both of them. That's why it's known as connected graph. Now, strongly connected graph. See, strongly connected graph, that means, students, if I'm talking about the two nodes X and Y, then the path must be exist from X to Y and Y to X. If I'm talking about X and Y, then there must be a path that exists for X to Y and Y to X. Students, if I'm talking about two nodes, if I'm talking about two nodes like L and O, okay, so just check it out in the figure. Starting from L to U, U to K, K to O, there is a path. Now, go to reverse, starting from O. So, O to P, P to L. O to P, P to L. So, there is a path exists from L to O and O to L. Now, let's talk about the next two another nodes like P and K. So, there is a path exists from P to L, L to U, U to K. Okay. Now, start with K. So, K to O and O to P. Another path is exists from both of them. Now, let me talk about the next two another node. Let there is L and U. So, there is a path exists from directly from U to L. Sorry, L to U. Yes, and U to L, U to K, K to O, O to P, P to L. So, here from each and every node, take any two nodes, okay, and you will get a path between X to Y and Y to X. That is known as strongly connected graph. And if you found a path between any one of them, like if I am talking about P to L, then you will get a path from either P to L or L to P. So here a weakly connected graph, that means a directed graph where you will get a path from X to Y or Y to X See, in strongly connected graph we have X to Y and Y to X. In weakly connected graph we have X to Y or Y to X. So here it is. Here maybe from L to U, you have a path that is L to U, but try to go from U to L. U to L. Is there any path? U to K, yes. Then K to no one. No one. That means there is no path from U to L. Okay. So you will get always one path only, either X to Y or Y to X. That graph is known as weakly connected graph. Students, always remember that your graph must be directed graph only. Okay. So students, you always remember that your graph must be directed graph in weakly strongly connected graph. Okay. So let's with the last definition of today's topic, that is path matrix. See, for graph G and V, if there is a simple path exists, okay, then Pij is equal to 1. Pij is equal to 1 if there is a path exists between Vi to Vj. If I am talking about two different vertex A and D, if there is a path exists from A to D, then write 1, else 0. If path exists from A to D, then write 1, else 0. That is known as path matrix. Okay, let's take the example of path matrix. So this is my matrix, this is my graph. Okay, there are 5 nodes are there, P, L, U, O, K. So I'm just writing 5 nodes as a row, 5 nodes as my columns. Okay, so what you need to do is you just need to make a square matrix, okay, as per the number of nodes in your graph, and try to write down the path. See, the first position we have P to P. Start with the row. Okay, first position, students, we have P to P. Is there any path exist from P to P? Just check it out. You can start from P to L. So P to L, L to U, U to K, K to where? No path is there. Okay, start from P to O. So P to O, O to K, K to U, U to no path is there. So you cannot go P to P. So just write 0 over there. Now start with the first row and second column. Where we have L. So it is P to L. Is there any path exists from P to L? Yes. So write 1. Next, P to U. Do you have any path from P to U? Yes. Which is that? That is P to L, L to U. So you have path, then write 1. Next we have K. So P to K, yes, 1. P to O, is there any path from P to O? Yes, P to O directly path. That's why it's 1. Now, next we have L, second row, first column. L to P. Can you go L to P? No, that means 0. Can you go L to L? No, that means 0. Can you go L to U? Yes, that means 1. Can you go L to K? Yes, L to U, U to K, that means 1. Is there any path exist between L to O? No, that means 0. Next we have U to P, 0, U to L, 0, U to U, 0, U to K, yes, that means 1, U to O, 0. Next, K to P, 0, K to L, 0, K to U, 0, K to K, 0, K to O, 0. See, there are no out degree of K. That's why you cannot go outside from K, or that means K is not connected with each other like this. From K to, you do not able to find any path from K. That's why all nodes becomes 0. At that row, K becomes 0. Now for row, O to P, 0, O to L, 0, O to U, yes we have, that's why it's 1. Then O to K, another 1. Then O to O, that means 0. So students, this is our path matrix. Sir, where we need to use this matrix? So this matrix can be very much useful during the real-time applications of graph, where you need to find out that from where source to which destination I can go easily. Is there any path from node A to B or not? You can easily find out from particular matrix. Such imagine situation, if I want to go at K from U, can I go K to U, U to K? Yes. But can I go from K to U? No. So from this matrix you can decide where to go, where to not, according to the path matrix. Fine. So that's it for today's lecture, students. Thank you so much.